Out of 100 probate cases that are filed, 97% are full authority probate cases. What does this mean? That means that once the administrator receives their letters, or executor, once they receive their letters and their attorney gives them the green light that they can go ahead and sell the property, when an offer is selected, want to make sure on the counter offers that it's subject to the notice of proposed action. You'll find that on the probate purchase agreement addendum. That means that the offer is accepted and the attorney will receive a copy of the contract and they will prepare a notice that will be given to all of the heirs for that estate. They have 15 days to contest the sale. If nobody contests the sale, then on day 16, you can close escrow as long as the buyer has the means to close escrow. If it's cash, they can close escrow. If it's financed, typically you're waiting another escrow of 20 days to 30 days is the average. If somebody contests a sale in a full authority probate within the 15-day period, then that'll trigger a limited authority probate sale where you have to go to court to confirm the sale. It's another safety measure just to make sure that the property is not being undersold, or furthermore to satisfy the family member or the heir who thinks maybe the administrator or executor didn't do the best job of selling the property. So when you go to court to confirm a sale, let's pretend if the winning offer was $100,000, just to keep it simple, there's an opportunity for investors to show up, or buyers, and overbid on that property. But in order to overbid, they need to pay 5% over the winning bid. So in this case, the offer is $100,000, 5% would be $105,500. And if the property is worth it, let's pretend that the property is worth $250,000, of course there's going to be overbidders. I had one case here in Orange County where there was 6 overbidders for a property in probate because it was being undersold. But typically, if the agent does a good job, you're not going to have anybody showing up to court to overbid. How often do I see a full authority probate where a family member contests a sale? Marcos and I have helped out about 300 families in probate. I would say 270 of those were full authority probates. I think we've had 2 or 3 of the full authority probates out of 270 where they contested the sale. But honestly, guys, they were people that did it out of spite. They actually were in prison. And then once their legal counsel told them, hey, you're actually going to hurt yourself by creating a contesting the sale, they actually rescinded and it went through as a full authority probate. Now, limited authority probate. Limited authority probate, it's only about 3% of the probate cases. Usually what's happening is there's infighting amongst the heirs, and that's typically why you do a limited authority probate sale. And so what will happen is once an offer is selected, it's subject to court confirmation. So that buyer, again, on the probate purchase agreement addendum, it's going to be checked off that it's subject to court confirmation. And that buyer knows, again, that there's an opportunity for buyers to come in at the courthouse and overbid once all contingencies have been removed. So what happens is you open up escrow, the buyer, if they need a contingency period of, let's say, 7 days, if it's a cash offer, once they remove all contingencies, then at that point, you contact the attorney and say, hey, we're ready for a sale date. The attorney then will come back and tell the listing agent, Ed, we have a sale date 30 to 45 days from now. So now you have the sale date, and that's the opportunity for buyers, overbidders, to go and show up at the courthouse. Now, those overbidders, they need to be non-contingent, typically all cash. As crazy as it sounds, we had one in the courthouse where I showed up, and we actually had an overbidder. The overbidder had 2 contingencies. They needed to sell property and they had a loan. And what was surprising is the judge actually stopped the hearing, went back into his chambers, and came out and told us all that there was no rule that the buyer couldn't have a contingency. So then the judge asked the administrator, do you want to take this higher offer with these 2 contingencies? I'm allowing it. We were all first and foremost shocked and surprised that this was even happening. But the attorney and I had already spoke to the administrator and said, under no circumstances should you accept a higher offer with a contingency, because if that offer cancels, then you have to start all over again, going back on the market, accept an offer, and then wait another 3 months to finally get to court to sell the property. When you're showing up to court to overbid, make sure that your offers are non-contingent, that you're cash, or if you have a hard money, you could, but you just want to again explain that there's no contingencies because you're going to put a 10% deposit and you can lose that deposit if you're not able to perform after you court confirm a sale. And for the administrators, you just always consult with your attorney, consult with your realtor, and ask them for the ramifications of what happens if overbidders show up. Those are the two types of probates. You have full authority probates, which is 97% of the probates, and only 3% of the probate cases require court confirmation. Super important that when you select your realtor, that they've been through the process, they're knowledgeable, and they know what to do so they can best guide you through the process of selling your property in probate. If you have any questions or any information more you'd like to request, hey, don't hesitate. Go ahead and reach out to us. Our information is down below. Give us a call or send us a private message.